Hello, it's Trekker Joe, and I forgot what I was doing in this series. Anyway, how have you guys been doing? Because it's been a while. Let's see here. So, I need to rescue someone from the orbit of the moon. So let me just get these straight. So I have several from orbit of Kerbin, but that's just, why? Why would I do that? What I think I should do is send up a probe with a command pod attached to it and save the person in orbit and then land and then take back off. I mean, that sounds simple enough, right? How much before, don't bother saving because it does save the instance of it. It's just I have 108 science, so I should consider whatever. I see. I don't have access to heavier rocketry. I have heavy rocketry. I have fuel systems. I have advanced construction. I could go for aerodynamics. I could go for landing, which actually sounds really good right now. I could go for advanced flight control, which would give me the RCS I need to perform docking maneuvers, or I could actually, go miniaturization and have access to making stations. But honestly, I'd rather not go that route because the mini docking ports are really bad. Like, they're only good for like connecting things like rendezvousing two capsules together. What I really need are these clampotrons, because those things actually are suitable for putting stations together. And if I look through, there's even like a big version of it, metamaterials, which is an expensive technology. Okay, well, so I have my sights set on something. So yeah. So let's go back into the VAB. I'm not going to buy anything. I'm just going to go and make this rocket in a very peculiar way. And the idea is that I'm going to do a bunch of one-time science and just deliver only the capsule. So I'm going to need a parachute and a few other things. Honestly, this is probably complete. Just in case I'm going to do this, I only need 3. Yeah, I'll have these angled such that it's harder to bump against it, and then I'm going to go for communication and pop one of these basic antennas on. Antenna. I'm just going to put that there. Yeah, that looks like it. That looks like that. And then what I'll do is I'm going to go for a something in coupling. And I don't know what I'm looking for. I want one of these. I want this one specifically because I'm going to use a ferret. But before I even do this though, I want science. I want a science junior, and then I'll have all the science attached to that. And I'm just going to dump it. Like, I'm just going to dump all of this when I actually arrive there, just to save on weight. But the plan is to have this fuel tank. Nah, that's a bit big. I can probably get away with this design. And have... In fact, I can probably get away with having it even more ridiculous and just do that. That way I have a wide base for when I land. And just to give you guys fair warning, it has been a while since I last played, so I probably don't know how to build a good rocket at the moment. Even though I made a tutorial on it a while back, I probably didn't forget, but just in case I have, and this thing just totally crashes and I just cut to a crash. Yeah. Yeah, this is going to be the Jeb lander. Even though it is not Jeb who we're landing. Okay, this is the rocket. It looks kind of weird and curvy. I love it. It's too heavy? How much money can I spend? I have over 1 million. Okay, I'm going to bite the bullet. I'm biting the bullet. I want to launch this vessel. I'm in love with it right now. I need to launch this. I need to launch this baby. See how she flies. I'm also good, because I put the probe core first. It's not actually auto-loading Kerbals, which is good, because I want to actually choose who's in it. Like, it has a probe core in case I want to bring a scientist along or not bring scientists along. So, always press S5, quick saving, and just in case, I'm going to save this as Wrecker, so that I have the launch pad point to go back to in case this fails spectacularly. And I'm going to throttle off for a moment. Okay, throttle up. Start my gravity turn because I can already see it needing that. And I'm just going to hold F because that turns off my SAS, and hopefully this thing will lawn dart and just naturally do its gravity assist on its own. So yeah, I could probably just cut throttle completely. Actually, this thing's accelerating on its own very nicely, and the fins are keeping it aerodynamic. I have these just in case the front is a little too heavy. Yeah, look at that. I'm just going to have this turned off. Who needs that? Okay, I gotta turn this on its side quick because, yeah, see, this is why you quick save. I'm going to revert to launch because the way I handle this, okay, first off, this time, no throttle, fire the engines. Now turn it over, and I'm just going to use my fins for this. And it's already going to be on 70, like that. And then turn my SAS off, and then go to map view. And when because these thrusters are not going to turn off. And if I need to add thrust, I can definitely do it. Also, is it just me or is it only coming out of the left side of my ear? But yeah, it's doing fine. It's going to reach orbital speeds soon. This thing, Oh geez, I went way overkill. Also, for some reason it's twisting. I think it's because of the antenna. Yeah, I'm just going to leave this. I'm going to let it keep going. And I'm just going to disconnect these. And then quick save. Oh, this is beautiful. I love it. And it's going to bump me. Oh no, they don't bump me. Great! So now I have this rocket in near orbit. This really curvy rocket, which I am in love with. Let's go. Add this maneuver. And I don't really care if it's a perfectly even one. I'm going to rotate this rocket. It occurs to me I only have the probe core and the main cockpit to rotate this with, so it's going to be a little sluggish, but that's fine. That's alright, because it'll be a lot more responsive with that. But this is kind of interesting, having an entire stage. Like, I really overbuilt for this. So I'm going to need to start my burn 33 seconds. Which is good to know. So let's get this aligned. And you guys already saw me do orbits. So I'm probably going to time-lapse this part. Okay, I practically have an encounter ready. I just need to go and perform my insertion burn right here. So yeah. Add a maneuver was negative. Oh, I see. So now I'm preparing my burn here. I don't want this to go away. It went away. Okay. Then I'm just going to wing it and guess. Something like this. Like I kind of got to bring it in like that. Do like this. Because like that. Just try to get this to overlap as much as possible. And adjust the orbit like that. Yeah, this is close enough. the angle will be a little bit rough, so I'm going to adjust it. Oh god. Please work. So just one tip for you guys, if you want to get it perfect, you want a perfect maneuver, you should just combine them. What I'm doing is combining my insertion and alignment burns, and that generally will make it far easier to actually gain things. You know what I mean. It's more efficient this way. So keep that in mind. Also, I should double check something. I'm in alignment, but I'm also using a probe core. So I need to determine whether I'll get sunlight. I think I will. I'll quick save, and if it doesn't work out, I'll quick load. And so, just warp here. Yep, got sunlight. Sun's right there. I have a solar panel. I have a pair of solar panels right here that get enough sun exposure. Well, not that one, but this one actually is getting sun exposure and it's recharging the batteries. Also, I'm forgetting something. I need to extend my antennas. Wait, do I? No, I don't. I don't. I'm getting just enough connection. Okay. So 24 seconds of burn time. I can't mess this up. Hopefully I can't mess this up. Also, why do I have my RCS turned on? I don't even have mono. Wait a sec. Did I derp up and forget to disable my monopropellant? Monopropellant's full. Okay, that's a waste of fuel. That's extra weight. I also forgot to reduce the amount of heat shield material, so that's bad of me. I'll remember next time, don't worry. So 24, so 12. Also, what I'm doing right here is I'm basically splitting it half so that I'm effectively burning more at the point where I basically, the faster you can do your burns, like if you can like basically to be perfectly efficient, you have to be instantaneous, but since I can't do that, I just kind of have to round the time out. So yeah, anyway, I'm so close. So I'm going to just do this. And reducing throttle is a good thing to do when it comes to these kinds of maneuvers. Just reduce it and just get it as close to 0 meters a second. And it'll be there. 0 meters a second. I got a descending node and ascending node of 0. And so now, at this point, I can go here and adjust this maneuver. And I can either increase it or decrease it, depending on what I need. And I think it'll be far more efficient to increase it, because what I'm trying to do now is get this intersect as close as possible. And so by doing it this way, I can get the intersects very close, but they'll be going at a pretty high speed. Anyway, it seems I can get it within 100 meters. I wish there were fine controls for this, but there aren't. There it is. So, yeah. Maybe I should. How do you guys feel about me using mods? Because maybe I should use a mod for this and get super precise controls. There it is. There it is. I got it. So now I'm going to save this And then change my heading to match the maneuver node. And hopefully I'll still have a solar panel on the sun. Because I didn't include a battery. I decided I was going to just rely on the probe core, and like basically I have 60 electric charge from the probe core and the pilot module. I decided that was good enough for this kind of mission. I didn't want to send up that much weight, even though I over-engineered this rocket. Which, by the way, it's a glorious rocket. Like, don't get me wrong, it's glorious. It's just over-engineered. So now, I just gotta force you guys to wait through an hour and 47 minutes, 28 seconds. What am I saying? Let me go and accelerate. And with this kind of maneuver, I find precision isn't actually the biggest factor. More like getting it close and then canceling the node. And watching how it moves from there. So, yeah. Also, Sherbart, I just gotta save Sherbart, recover Sherbart, and do some science around the space around the moon, which I can easily do with a crew report. I'm probably not going to transmit that though. So yeah. Let's just get this done. And okay, another trick is when you need a super precise maneuver, you can just limit your thrust to 1% or 0.5%, and it'll usually let you be super precise and give you the exact, like basically exactly what you need. So I actually slightly overshot there, but I don't mind because it's more accurate than my original planned maneuver. So anyway, always remember to put it to full though, because you never know when you'll need that thrust. And so now we just orbit. So I'm going to quick save and put my and just warp here. And marvel at my signal. Will that satellite actually save my connection? Oh, I'm not connected. Oh, that's bad. Now, okay. Now there are a couple things to note. Change it to target when you're going to rendezvous. Change it to target, and make sure that you have your cursor on this retrograde. That's not retrograde, that's prograde. I'm moving towards it right now. You want it on the retrograde. So it'll be somewhere halfway across this. So see that retrograde marker? That's the opposite direction you're moving in. Also, I overshot. This is what I'm trying to rendezvous with. It's a target, so it's popping up on my HUD. And what I have to do is actually arrive there. And then I'm going to do something that I don't normally do. I'm going to deploy this. I'm also going to extend this antenna, because if I don't, then yeah, see, suddenly I have good signal again. Back to Kerbin. Not strictly necessary in this case, but I just wanted to have that sorted. Always quick save, and I'm going to time warp a little closer, like more like here. And I'm going to click here and just see how close this is. How close am I? So 4 minutes. I think I can stop my momentum in like a couple minutes. There. So now if I go here, it's right there. So There also one thing to remember, always, I forgot to do this because it's been such a long time. Set hibernate in warp on auto just to minimize chances that a probe core is going to die on you. Yeah, I made that mistake a few too many times. Anyway, you don't be afraid to use time accelerate. We're not moving at a very fast speed. And I'll start slowing down. Yeah, we're actually going to get very close here. Now I just need to make sure I'm actually precise here. If I'm not, then I'll start drifting relative to the wreck. But just make sure, keep your cursor on the retrograde. And like that. And that's if you get a close encounter initially. So now I am parked right next. I will start to drift though because I'm at a slightly different attitude, I think. So now, bracket. I have this thing. Oh god, I can't. Now this is one complaint I have about the game. You can't rename these to be debris. They should just... If there is a mod for this, I actually would use it because I like to leave space debris until I do something about them. Just because, well, I just like to do things about it. So now, I hopefully can get just the ship. Oh, there it is. There it is. The Jeb lander is now targeted. RCS, I have all 5. I gotta remember that shift and control are my up and down. And as before, just make sure your prograde marker is on the target marker. Like that's just showing me that I'm moving towards the target. Also, press L, that turns your pilot's lights on. It's different from U, which is to turn the lights of your craft on. So yeah, hopefully I don't bump into a solar panel and break it, because I will need that for the moon landing. Yeah, there we go. It's a beauty, isn't she? The Jeb lander. Even though you are not Jeb, you are someone who I already forgot your name. I am good. I'm a good person. I remember all my Kerbals' names. Press F to grab the ladder and board. Sure, Bart. That is actually the best Kerbal name I've had yet. That is an awesome name. Sure, Bart, never change your name. I don't care what kind of patch comes through, just don't change. Now, one thing I'm going to do is disable target. Can I set the moon as my target? No, I can't. So, I don't see myself. It's going to keep changing on me, but it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill off as much velocity as I can. First things first, I'm going to burn here, and I'm just going to get my retrograde as low as possible. Also, oh look at that. I'm in such a perfect parking orbit that I don't drift more than 100 meters over the course of an hour. Give me a moment. I want to see this. I'm just curious, how precise was I? Let me just pass this point and see where the next node lands. What? What? Okay, I'm so precise that I put it in the exact same orbit. Oh my god. It's exact... Okay. That is just pure luck there, but I just put myself in it, parked myself in the exact orbit I needed in order to stay perfectly in sync with this thing for all eternity. Okay, that is pretty cool. Now I do need to make sure I'm not going to run into anything. Good. So now, time to ruin it all. Periapsis, going to drop to... I'm going to drop it to 10,000 meters. And then I'm going to swap to my prograde marker, because this, by the time I reach here, I'm going to be going retrograde. And I'm just going to land in this crater. I have way more... I'm also going to cheat a little using the time warp, because it locks physics. And I'm just going to, so this is retrograde. I'm just going to burn. I'm going to do this all seat of my pants. So yep. And apparently it did change a little, but that's only because I was slightly off. Now I'm just going to drop all my velocity. And I'm going to make sure it is a fairly long trajectory, and I'm going to land somewhere in this region. Like that. And yeah. I'm going to just keep doing this, and hopefully this guy actually he's not going to level up. Oh well. Nothing I can do about that. So I got this janky moonlander, this really curveball rocket, super over-engineered. Already going to land as part of my mission, and I like this area. I like this flat-looking area. I'm just going to stop right here and land, because I can do that. I'm taking advantage of my ridiculously over-engineeredness. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this and use it kind of like people use flares in deep caverns. So yeah. So now I got my altimeter looking on there. Quick tip, anyone can do this. Go press C, that gives you your in-cockpit view. Now, you do have a radar altimeter on the ship. I don't know why there isn't one in your menus, but this is your radar altimeter. So just tab between, just press C every once in a while and look at your radar altitude. That's going to tell you how high up you are. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to do something reckless. And I'm going to land this way. Call it a challenge. Up, up, up. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hit the ground way earlier than I expected. That's fine. Switch this surface mode. Yep, that's going to go up. Come on, come on. For manual landing, that was actually pretty snazzy. I used the word snazzy. Moving on. Now it's time to do a lot of science, and let's hopefully... I'm going to transmit this because I'll get 100% of my value back. Thank God. That would have been a huge mistake if I did that. I would not... Well... I could have lost it. Okay. Keep the crew report. No, don't keep the crew report. Observe materials bay. I gotta plant a flag and claim this in the name of Kerbal Space Program. In the name of YouTube, I claim the moon. Also, I like how I'm gathering atmosphere information from a planet with no atmosphere. EVA report from the highlands of the moon. I'm just going to bounce off and do a spin. Please tumble. Thank God. And I'm going to plant a flag before I forget that I can do that. Also, I can't gather a surface sample. That's okay. I'm going to say Sherbart. I'm going to call this Sherbart's debut. Sherbart's debut. The newest hotshot pilot of KSP decided to finish the moon landing that got him stranded in the first place. What a hero. That should be exclamation point. And now you are forever immortalized. Woo! Oh. Oh my god. That is amusing. But yeah, now there are a couple things I gotta do. I gotta collect this data, remove that data. I also gotta collect this data, remove that data, and I'm going to keep taking data, take data, and I'm going to try not to use any honor propellant. Oh, okay. You could backflips. Those are cool. Now, oh, stuck the landing. Time to board. And I'm going to do a quick little trick here. These things, they can only hold one crew report of a type, but if you take the data and store it back in there, it sort of refreshes it. Like before it was blocked, I wouldn't have been able to take another EVA report without overriding the previous one. This way I can get the mission for science around the space. So make sure to enable the SAS, F5, and then work out which direction I need to go. Okay, I'm going to go towards the 90. Wish me luck! So just go straight towards 90. There's no point in having gravity turn, just go turn straight at the horizon, close that landing gear. Press F5 just in case. And hopefully I don't run into any mountains while I build up velocity. I'm going to run into mountains. Okay. So screw that. I'm going to pull up a little. There we go. That'll be just enough that I'll miss this. Just going to put just enough thrust in the upwards direction so that I don't start to fall below the mountain range. And now, just going prograde. And quick save. Warp here. So I'm well on my way back home. I'm going to take a crew report. And hopefully I'll link up back with KSP soon. So that I can, I guess, like... I don't need to send this information. Yeah, I'll take a crew report just to get that out of the way. Also, no rotation. Thank you. Wrong direction. So there we go. Okay, I'm about to do something kind of reckless. I'm not even planning this one out. I'm vaguely aware that if I burn so that it's going away from the direction of the moon's orbit, I can lower my periapsis just by burning prograde. Which is true. Although I'm sure I'd get it far more accurately if I actually did it. So I'm going to warp here and swap to retrograde because I didn't quite do it correctly. But that's okay. And what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to aim to have this burning up in the atmosphere. Also backspace. Make sure it's not set to target. Good. Not prograde, but retrograde. I'm moving too fast. Here we go. So now, I'm burning off a lot of my power, burning off a lot of my velocity. I want this, I'm going to aim for about 30,000, and I'm going to warp just outside of that range. Now this is going to be a little tricky. I'm going to see if I can get it to be neutrally stable. I'm also going to see if I can retract this antenna because I'm going to need it retracted. And I'm going to go back into my retrograde. If I wanted to, I could try to be more precise, but I'm just going to warp into the atmosphere. A quick save. And start burning. Retrograde. And so yeah. Also, I'll brighten this up in post-editing, don't worry. Well, you're already seeing that, so I don't know why I'm talking about that. I mean, Future Trekker's already got you covered. Yep, burning all that velocity. I am taking a lot of heat damage though. Well, heat. But it's only the landing lights. I don't care if those blow off because I'm going to ditch this stage anyway. And if I can somehow bring the entire stage home, which is really doubtful because I only have a single parachute, like, yeah, like that would be kind of fun to try. Engine looks like it's about to burn up. Interestingly enough, I probably didn't need a heat shield. I didn't need to bring a heat shield, did I? Because of this big fuel tank being right in the way. It's not like absorbing all of the heat for the rest of the craft. That's kind of cool. Look at that. I've already slowed it down. Okay, I'm going to try to save this stage. No, 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 no. Okay. I can't save this stage. I can't actually save this stage because it wants to flip. So I'm going to drop it as soon as I can. Come on, come on, come on. Just keep reducing velocity. I want to run out of fuel. Get rid of my fuel. I don't need any more fuel. No more fuel. Come on, keep going, keep going. There. Now time to remove SAS. And now it's just this thing. And watch me crash into that thing over there, somewhere over there. You can see it, I probably can't. Oh, it's that thing. No, that's a parachute. Yeah, now I'm going to do the thing that I would never advise. I'm going to time accelerate during the parachute stage. Don't try this at home. Well, if you feel like it, if you have a good PC, then you can probably risk this, but I personally don't like doing this. I'm going to land on land. How about that? Also, don't do what I'm about to do. and grab EVA report. And don't do what I'm about to do and redo your science. I'm just being super risky right now. Oh yeah. Anyway, this is completely safe. I could jettison this if I wanted to, but we didn't need to. And that crashed just off into the distance. Okay, that's pretty neat. You're lucky that was a few kilometers away. So now, recover the vessel, and now I should have like 6 or 7 contracts done in one run. And how? 400 signs? What? 286.1 signs? Okay. I only got a little under 1,500 funds, which is okay. I mean, that'll pay for my computer costs. Yeah, my computer was around that cost. And Sherbart advanced to level 1, which is good because he's now my favorite. He's definitely one of my favorites. And basically now I can actually do landings that aren't manual. I'm happy. See you later.